I've been asked to provide some clarification as to what the Kev ratio actually is. The Kev ratio is very simple. We just need to make sure that at the end of the season, we have more points scored than games played. If we have more points than games played, then we survive. The Kev ratio. Hello and welcome to part 76 of Backing the Boro. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have 2 away games in League One. We're away against Swindon and then also away against Scunthorpe. That makes it 4 away games in a row in all competition after the end of this episode, which is mad. Since you were last with me though, look at this. We had a run of 4 consecutive wins, 3 of them in the league, one of them knocking Yeovil out of the cup as well. So we currently find ourselves in this position, 16th place after 17 games, 22 points from 17 games. We are well ahead of the Kev ratio, and even more importantly than that, we're 5 points clear of relegation. Only 6 points outside the playoffs. We'll leave that one out there. We're not going to think about that at any point. But obviously, if we have too many more runs of green like that, then that might be something we should start thinking about. And we have also made it through to the next round of the Checker Trade Trophy. And in fact, that will be what our next episode is. We'll have the Checker Trade Trophy second round, because I also want to show you Nuneaton against my beloved Peterborough United in the league for the very first time on this save. So let's get into today's game, the first one against Swindon, and this is the team that we're putting out there. We've got Nadat in goal, who has been in good form. Nadat's been saving penalties. Okay, he saved 1 penalty, and that means he's now a hero. Back 4 of Anderson, Laskowski, Sawyer and Ibrahim. Johnson, White and Skelton are in midfield, with Ball in behind Fisher and Weaver. I'm not entirely sure what the best way round for Fisher and Weaver is. It doesn't seem to make much difference. I'm inclined to play Weaver as the more attacking of the two at the moment. God, blimey. I was going to say, because he's been scoring goals. He's obviously been scoring them in the cups. He has, in fact, been scoring them in the cups. The Oval was a cup game. So recently, Weaver's been scoring goals. Dan Fisher, not so much. Although, actually, over the course of the season, there's not really much in it. But they'll swap as the game goes on. Or if this doesn't work today, we'll try them the other way around in the second game. I'll figure out a way to get the two of them playing together. Ideal situation is that we get Josh McDonald fit again quick. But then I guess it'll be a decision of who does he play with, because as good as Dan Fisher and Josh McDonald were for us last season and the season before, there doesn't seem to be much difference between the two of them and Weaver as an option up front as well. So I think we're in a position again where we've got 3 good strikers, but not much behind them, and 25 seconds on the clock and we've conceded against Swindon. Aside from the kickoff, have we actually touched the ball yet? I mean, this could be messy today. We're away against Swindon, and Swindon are just outside the automatic promotion spot. So Swindon are a good team. I would expect to lose today. I would expect to lose both of these matches on today's episode. It's one of the joys of building a little bit of a cushion against the Kev ratio and against relegation, because we are going to lose away games like this 9 times out of 10. If we manage to get 1 point out of this episode, I'll take that as a massive positive. A few of you have asked me to move the league table so you can see it behind my head. I choose not to. I choose to believe that I'm not going to need to, and before the season is out, you'll be able to see Nuneaton's league position above my head. That is my goal. For now, I'll scroll that one as a compromise so you can see on there where we are in the league. But really, it's the first half of the season. If I wasn't too lazy or too forgetful to turn it back on again afterwards, I wouldn't even have the league table on at this point of the season. I'd turn it on around Christmas time just so that we can start to see where we are then. At the moment, the league doesn't matter. Skelton has just got on the end of a free kick and forced a double save out of their keeper. Don't get confused. He didn't have 2 shots. The keeper just had to save the rebound from his own save, because the initial save just pushed the ball straight back up in the air and he had to save it again. Imagine if that had led to a goal. He would have been ridiculed to Nadat proportions. Right, ball is clear from Sawyer, but actually it's coming straight back, so clear might be the wrong choice of word there, and they're coming at us again, but Sawyer does clear this time and it finds its way to Weaver, who's got men supporting him in the middle but doesn't find any of them, and it's back with Swindon for another attack, and they now have a man one-on-one with Sawyer, but Robbie Nadat just forced him into kicking that wide through just psychological pressure. He made their attacker crumble because he's that kind of goalkeeper. 1-0 down at half-time I don't think is a disaster. If the match had started 30 seconds in, then we'd be all right. My Xbox controller's just fallen off the table in protest at the nonsense that I'm spouting. Come on, Xbox controller, back up you come. There you go. Nice blue one. You'll see me use this if you follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/LollujoFM, where I occasionally use this to play Fortnite. I've also just been partnered on Twitch, so it'd be very cool to see you over there. YouTube, please don't demonetize this video for mentioning Twitch. Right, where do we get to? Still 1-0 down. Right, substitution o'clock. Probably should have swapped the strikers over at some point as well. But we'll take Weaver off, bring Lyons on. We're going to leave him that way around because Lyons isn't really the best target man in the world. And actually, he's probably our most prolific goal scorer this season. If we have a look at Lyons, Lyons is currently on 8 from 13. So he is the man, really, when it comes to getting goals this season. Probably should have started him. Forget that 3 good strikers nonsense. We have 4 good strikers. Or 4 sort of lower mid-table League One quality strikers. Johnson's not having a great game today, so we'll bring Squire Bill on for him. And we'll leave it there for now while we see if that inspired substitution is enough to drag us back into the game or if we need to go a little bit further. We've got New Omar and Hamill both sat there as attacking options that we could bring on any time now if we feel that we need them. But it's Swindon who are on the attack again, but it's an interception from, I don't even know who intercepted, but Lyons plays the ball through to Fisher. That was beautiful from Lyons, and Fisher does grab the equaliser with 77 minutes on the clock, and that was a thing of beauty from Lyons. All the credit has to go to him here for this brilliant piece of target man play. They've reversed their roles. Lyons back to goal, turns around, spots the pass, and Fisher, although supposedly playing as a target man, reverts back to his old role of just being the most forward attacker on the shoulder of the last defender, and beats him for pace and scores. Perhaps we do need to swap those 2 over because that was just delicious. Right, Skelton is going to come off now. We're going to bring on New Omar, and hopefully he'll inject a little bit of oomph from the side of that midfield, and we can go and grab a very unlikely win. I mean, we absolutely don't deserve it. If we manage to grab a win at this point, it's the mugging of the century. But it's a ball forward to Lyons, and he does win the ball. We have 2 men in the middle, 2 against 2 in the middle, in fact. Fisher nods it down to Ball. It's New Omar! And it's saved by their keeper. I mean, we actually have a 3rd Omar at the club. We signed another Omar in the summer. Old Omar's been gone about 2 years. We could probably call New Omar Omar now, because now we've got a new Omar. Otherwise, new Omar's going to have to become new Omar or Omar the 3rd. I think Omar the 3rd might be the best option for him. But a 1-1 draw away against 3rd place Swindon, that is a cracking result. I'd happily end that episode here and call that a job well done. Couple of changes then for the Scunthorpe game. We brought Redhead back in for Laskowski. Squire Bill comes in for White with Johnson moving across into the middle. I've agonised over what to do about this striker situation. And according to my assistants, John Lyons is the 5th best striker we've got at the club. So on that basis, he stays on the bench for now. We give Fisher and Weaver another go together. Because remember, Dan Fisher has been injured a lot. So most of Weaver's games have been played without Fisher. Weaver was actually playing with Lyons, but it was when Fisher came back into the team that Weaver scored his 4 goals in 2 games, and that was only 2 games ago. So we're going to give this combination one more go together, and if it doesn't work today, then we've got Lyons sat there ready to come back in the team. And you never know, we might end the season with Lyons and McDonald as our strike partnership. Who really knows? Squire Bill in a shooting position. What a goal. He has learnt so much from Sir Tom Elliott. He's keeping the Sir Tom Elliott dream alive, who, by the way, we're in negotiations with for a new contract. He doesn't want a contract extension. It will still expire at the end of next season, but he's allowed me to add a 1-year optional contract extension. So we should be able to get Sir Tom Elliott tied down for another year. And hopefully he can continue passing his wisdom on to Squire Bill, because that was an absolute screamer. Might I add, inspired decision to bring him into the team today. That puts us, as it stands right now, up to 14th place, level on points with Posh. Posh have just gone ahead of us again a little bit. Presumably they've gone ahead in their game. But we are flying up this league at the moment. I reckon future Kev will know better when he's editing this together, but I think there's a possibility that the day where you can see us in the league above my head, that might even be today. I don't know. If I duck a bit, can you see us in the league? Fisher's in. Can he get there first? He does, and he scores, and it's Dan Fisher, 2-0 away against Scunthorpe, who we're now above in the league as things stand. Remember when we were worried about relegation? That was a long time ago now, wasn't it? And that was another typical Dan Fisher goal, and I think at this point, Fisher has arrived in League One. He had a bit of an iffy start. He had his injury problems, but he's now getting a little run back in the team again, and he's starting to play like Dan Fisher again, and the goals are starting to flow. Ball has just scored a beauty as well. James Ball looked across at Squire Bill. Squire Bill actually played the ball to him here, and Ball's just looked at him as the ball's coming in. So you know what you just did, Bill? Watch. Bang. Weak foot. Top corner. Diagonal. First touch. Beat that, Squire Bill. I'm the king of long shots around here. And suddenly we find ourselves 3-0 up at half time, and we're playing like last season's rampant Nuneaton again. It's awesome. We've found ourselves at this level, and the brilliant thing is it's largely last year's team. The only player, there's 2 players on the pitch who weren't involved last year, Weaver and Ibrahim. One Johnson, so 3. A lot of these players, certainly a lot of them were playing for us in the conference. We've still got Joe Anderson sat there, who was playing for us in the Conference North. Weaver, fouled. No, not fouled, apparently. So Scunthorpe get the chance to come at us. Redhead just intercepts, plays it back to Nadat, and Nadat's just going to go it alone. In fact, he plays a beautiful ball forward to, I think that was to Weaver, and it's Squire Bill again. Beautiful pass to Weaver. There's 2 men in the middle. Fisher's one of them. It's 4-0. Dan Fisher's second of the game, his third of the episode. Hello, my name's Dan Fisher. I'm a League One quality striker. Bang. Oh, I tell you what. I'm thinking back to a couple of episodes ago when I was sad. Think back to earlier in this episode. Oh, if we get 1 point from these 2 games, I'll be quite happy. Well, no, this is me quite happy. 4 points from the 2 games, 4 goals away from home in this game, and knocking on the door of the top half of the table. This is me quite happy. Oh, Sawyer's had a very good game at the back. Redhead lumps it forward to absolutely no, and that was poor from Redhead, but it's headed clear by Ibrahim, I think that was. And Ball again. What's he got this time? It's Fisher. Dropping very deep, but he is playing as the target man, remember. Anderson, infield to Johnson, and it's forward to Squire Bill, who plays it back to Johnson again. Ball, Squire Bill. We're just knocking the ball around for funsies now. It's marvellous stuff, although Scunthorpe are coming at us again, and they've ruined us a little bit there, but Nadat had it covered. Had it covered all the way. There was never any fear there. And I think it's motoring on towards substitution o'clock. Let's have a little look, see what we can do. I mean, they're all playing so well. I think we probably need to, I was going to say judge it on fitness, but actually fitness is fine for all of them as well. So who do we want to give game time to? I guess it becomes now. New Omar needs game time. And Jed Hemmel needs game time. So there you go. It's not often I get to make substitutions on that basis, and hopefully the 2 of them don't mess everything up. If they do, we have got White and Lyons on the bench, although presumably can't bring them both on. But, you know, I don't think we're going to mess things up from here, surely. And then I guess as a final substitution, in fact, Sawyer's picked up a knock, so that makes my mind up for me. Philip Burns was always going to be the 3rd one who comes on, because again, game time is required. Laskowski, White and Lyons, they all know they weren't needed today. They were there as the options for if we were struggling. The other 3 were there as we'll bring them on when we're 4-0 up and give them some game time. So a few more minutes into New Omar. Hamel I'm still not sure about at all, but at least it's getting some game time into him. He's got really to prove himself before McDonald is fit again, or else he's not even going to be sitting on the bench once McDonald is back. Burns forward to Johnson. We've still got time to go and grab number 5, lads. That's poor from Burns, and Nadat had it covered. Don't worry. This has been a successful episode. We've not had a single clear-cut chance in this game. I've just realised this is a 4-0 mugging because they've had a clear-cut chance. We've not had one. We've just been clinical. Through Fisher particularly. I mean, Fisher being clinical and 2 absolute screamers from the 2 midfielders. Ball over the top. This has got to be a clear-cut chance, and it's Dan Fisher's hat-trick. It is 5-0. It was a clear-cut chance. It's not a mugging anymore. But it sort of is. 1-1. We have had more clear-cut chances, though, and Fisher has been absolutely superb today, confirming for me that, yeah, he can play as the target man. He's quite comfortable doing that, and the question now is, how does anyone ever get the target man position off him again? Surely we're not grabbing number 6. A 6-0 away from home victory would be amazing. I mean, a 5-0 is pretty special. We haven't done this very many times over the course of the save, and we're just unbeatable. Unbeatable. Oh, that was good. Right, what does that do to the league table? Where are we? What month is it? We're just coming into the end of November. So we could actually be in the top half of the table by the time we play Posh around the Christmas period, which would be ridiculous. So table at the moment, we're 15th, 19 games played, 26 points. Was not expecting that 2 episodes ago. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.